Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, the idiot who scolded Florida students last year because they were wearing a mask to protect themselves health-wise and doing the right thing. And he's the guy that says, stop this COVID theater. You know, he's making me more sick by the second. I'm sick of him here. And he's also making a lot of other people sick. How? Let's just say that DeSantis has blocked an African American studies class in many Florida schools across the state. This comes after he set his sights on higher education by announcing plans to block state colleges from offering programs on diversity, equity, inclusion, and critical race theory. Here's what he here's why he says he's doing it here. You know, let's see the clip on what the bonehead had to say, please.
We don't want students to go through at taxpayer expense and graduate with a degree in zombie studies. And so this is going to make a difference. We are also going to eliminate all DEI and CRT bureaucracies in the state of Florida. No funding, and that will wither on the vine. I think people want to see true academics, and they want to get rid of some of the political window dressing that seems to accompany all this. So that's no longer going to be in the state of Florida, and I think we probably are the first state that's actually leading by example.
Example of what? Example of what? And how? Like, what the hell are you talking about, bonehead? All you trying to do, you're just being a complete racist right there. That's what you're basically doing. Oh. Your thoughts? He's making me sick and making me want to just beat him up here. Not to cause, but I'm like, oh.
You know what? Governor DeSantis is making the Fenty Beauty lipstick melt. Okay, because
why don't you give him some Fenty lipstick and let his lip bleed here or something? Here, I'm like, oh.
He's making my lipstick melt. Okay, so basically, I do feel that the inclusion and the diversity is needed, and him stopping the African American studies is not a good thing to do, because now more than ever we do need the actual, real, factual, history of African Americans and Black African culture. We do need the actual history, but I think that's being stopped. But now more than ever, we can learn at home. We can learn on our own. So I understand where you're coming from, and that is a racist decision. And I don't see that as being an example.
Not at all. I think it's
leadership.
No, that is not leadership at all. Because look, if you're trying to just get rid of like African American history, what on earth are you trying to do specifically here? All right, because my point is, none of us here, because all of us, we're black here, all right? And we ain't going anywhere, all right? So why don't you get that in your head and keep it there and figure out and start educating yourself on African American history, for God's sake.
I think it's just...
So don't let David in a room with Governor DeSantis, basically.
Yeah,
he will tell him what he's thinking.
Yeah, and don't put me in the same room as with Governor Abbott, because he's another bonehead I cannot stand.
No, I actually read that Becky Pringle, the president of the National Education Association, tweeted, "When we censor classes and whitewash lesson plans, we harm our students and do them a deep disservice." I felt that very deeply, because it's like, in a way, you feel you're entitled to your opinion, but however, it's like there's a system for a reason. So how dare you say, oh, let's replace that or let's remove that, like it is going to make something better in a way.
Right. Like, why are you trying to limit our First Amendment rights, basally? Because we are entitled to that.
And such a sensitive timing that we're in today at that.
Exactly. You know? Oh, my goodness. Just wait. I'm trying to let me take a deep breath. Maybe this will help here. Because, as obviously whatever it is he's doing here, he's only trying. He's doing what he can just to get himself into the White House.
Exactly.
And because that's what. Because obviously he's trying to follow 45 and kiss his behind here.
Right.
Right, by saying we're leading by example. What example is he leading by?
Nothing. He's leading by example by the 3 little pigs and the big bad wolf.
So do you think there'll be a lawsuit about it?
Well, I think what I heard, there is going to be a lawsuit about it. But what I also heard is that the big bad wolf blew down DeSantis' house down, and as well as Governor Abbott's down. But the big bad wolf has really protected us and has given me a sign to say we'll be right back. Okay?